Hello fellow humans and welcome to this video, and today I will be going through the top tank of every single tier in World of Tanks Blitz. I will only use tech tree tanks. Maybe I'll do premium tanks another time. If you want to see that, write in the comments and stuff like that. Anyway, let's start. Now, tier 1, obviously we have to go with the M2 Light because it is the man tank. Yes. Now, tier 2, I will go for the Cruiser 3, and tier 3, I will go for the Cruiser 4. Quite simple. They have good guns, they have good mobility, nobody has armor in those tiers anyway. They're excellent for seal clubbing, so there you go. Tier 4 in standard vehicles, I will go for the A20, simply because it's Soviet, and I have no clue about any tier 4 tanks at all. Now, we get to tier 5, and this is where the progress of research slows down a bit, so the video is also going to slow down a bit. Now, the KV-4 has an amazing 85mm gun with 200 alpha damage at tier 5, so that's really cool. It has solid mobility. It's not the best, obviously, but it does have okay mobility. And it has good armor, which is a very, very good tool to deflect all the shots from the people that don't know how to shoot, which makes this tank really, really great at tier 5. And then we get to tier 6, and then we have the, well, ARL 44, but I don't own it, so I'm just going to use the Eraser as a show picture, I would say. But anyway, the ARL is good for simply the same reasons, because of the alpha damage that it has at tier 6 of a lot, and the good armor. They can angle up against all the people that don't know what they're doing. And now we will go to tier 7, and for that we will exit the garage and jump into a battle, because at tier 7 the research slows down quite a lot, so there's more things to do. So now we are here at tier 7 with the T-29, and without a doubt the Smasher is the best tank at tier 7 overall, but at the tech tree this thing is definitely the best, because it has a great gun, it has great turret armor, and it pretty much has everything that you need to have a good tank. But obviously you also need a good team, which I don't have right now, so that's gonna explain a lot. But anyway, the T-29 is definitely the best tank of tier 7. So now we have arrived at tier 8 with, obviously, it has to be the Tiger II without a doubt. This tank has been overbuffed to absolute hell by Wargaming, and it now features a very good gun, solid gun depression, good mobility for a big beast like this, and, well, insane armor. Out-of-class armor. That just can't be topped by pretty much anyone. It has better armor than the Löwe. It has better armor than the E75 TS. I think this must be the only tech tree tank in the game that is better than their premium tank counterpart, which is a lot, actually, because the IS-3 is kind of shit compared to like a 252 EU, but this tank matches up quite well against the other German heavy tanks. So, without a doubt, this one is the best at tier 8. But, obviously, the one thing is, the 100 at tier 10 isn't the best at all, so I would not recommend grinding this line. It is the best, though. Gotta say that much. So now we are here at tier 9, and it is the T-30. Quite simple. It has an insane gun. It can do this. It has good gun depression, and in combination with that in the turret armor, you can just play every ridge line like a god. If you get this thing on a ridge line, use the gun depression, nobody's going to be able to penetrate you at all. However, the hull armor is quite weak, the mobility is quite decent, but this thing is definitely miles better than the T110 E4 at tier 10, tier for tier obviously. And with a gun that has insane penetration, you don't really have to load a lot of APCR rounds either. So if you're a free-to-play player, this tank might just be the one for you. It is classified as a tank destroyer, but in reality it is a heavy tank. And that turret armor in combination with the gun and the gun depression makes this thing the best at tier 9. So now we have arrived at tier 10 here, and obviously it has to be the T110E5. Quite simply because it is the ultimate jack of all trades. No matter what position you put this tank in, it will do well. Obviously you have tanks like the IS-4, which are a lot easier to play with a lot better armor. But the IS-4 struggles in the hills and against medium tanks because of the mobility and the horrible gun depression and aim time and stuff like that. Now, The thing is, about tier 10, there is a lot of people that are dumb, and there is a lot of people that like the Akban's 100, which is basically the same thing. But either way, at tier 10, what you want to do is you want to be as versatile as possible. Because if you're a one-trick pony, you might be doing well in a certain scenario in a certain type of team. Like, if you have a mouse, you only do well when you have a certain type of team. Because otherwise, you'll just die. And you don't really want that. At tier 10, where there's all the good players and all the dumb players accumulate each other to a pool of idiocy that has never seen before. So, you ideally want a tank that is versatile in everything and that can pretty much deal with every situation that it has to be going through. Now, sure, you can do really well in an IS-4, but as soon as you have to play against the Bat Shatter or Leopard in an IS-4, you're gonna really struggle against them. Because your mobility is trash. And also, the IS-4's armor isn't as good as people might say, because the front plate is quite easily penetrable just if you dab the 2 key. So if you're a gold noob, the IS-4 is not really a problem. But this one is, because you can put this thing in a hull-down situation and work that well, because nobody can penetrate the turret with heat. And with the IS-4 you can't do that because you don't have enough gunner pressure to put it there. Now, the Batchat's trying to kill me, and there you go. Mobility, armor, and a good gun. Pop the adrenaline right here. The HE on this tank is not to the best, but we can still work it quite well. Now I've got myself into a pretty shit situation right here, but I am an 85, so I'll manage. Fuck, forgot to switch back. That was quite bad. Now I gotta try and pull back, because if the MX reloads, I'm fucked. Leopard is trying to move forward. Yep. Now this is a 4 vs 5 right here. So obviously I'm the one that has to win this, basically, because, let's face it, nowadays, there's pretty much, out of a team of 7 people on each side, there's probably 1 or 2 people that are capable of thinking and breathing at the same time. Now the MX-50B, he wasn't capable of doing that, because he shot once, bounced it off, he shot again, didn't pen, and then he came at me pushing. And I know he has 1 shell. Why would he do that? Yes. Now, let's get the Leopard, HE again. This tank is just versatile and good in every situation. And that's 4,700 damage in a random battle that I just played. Let's go. And that's even more damage. So now there's only 1 Leopard left. I have 5,000 damage right here. Easy as it goes. In IS-4 on a mouse, I wouldn't have been able to do this because this battle had a lot of medium tanks. It involved a lot of ridge lines like that one over there. It involved a lot of turning, quickly adjusting to the position of the medium tanks. That's what you can do in this tank, what you can't do in a heavier mouse or an IS-4. It's also, and the armor part is something that you can't do in an STB or an E50M. Well, the E50M is one of the closest contenders, actually, because it is the same thing, basically, as the E5, just as medium. It has good armor, good mobility, and a good gun. But it is not as good as this tank. And it is not good as my content. Well, my content isn't good, but anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I have no clue how the fuck that was a second class, but anyway, if you liked the list, like it. If you didn't like the list, I don't care. So, see you in the next video. Bye.